Path over plan. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live, coming to you live every day here from, today it's from Grants Pass, Oregon, here at the headquarters for brianjpombo.com. And today I wanted to talk about this concept of the path over the plan, which is, I had first heard this termed in an interview with Carly Fiorina. Carly ran for Senate in California. She's a politician, business person, politician, made into a politician. She also ran for president. She's done a number of things like that. I'm not here to get into politics or talk about whether I like her or not. It's irrelevant. What I heard, though, something that stopped me in my tracks, and she talked about path over plan. And she said that a lot of times we get caught up with the plan, and when it doesn't go right, we forget where the next step is, where we need to go back to. And this comes back to the three big things that I think business owners get confused about. And it has to do with, what are we talking about right now? Are we talking about tactics? Are we talking about strategies? Or are we talking about principles? And one of the most common things you see is people getting caught up with the tactics. So they're getting caught up with YouTube, or getting caught up with this new product. It's the tactic. It's the one thing it's a very temporary, exciting thing that we're getting caught up in, the action. And the action really doesn't have much meaning unless there's a plan behind it, which is the strategy. The strategy is, it should precede the tactic. If you've got a strategy behind the tactic means more. It's based off of something deeper. But there's another level deeper than that, is most of the time we don't as business owners, if we are strategy focused, then we get too overly focused on strategy, and we haven't spent enough time thinking about the principles that should precede the strategy. The principles are the deeper thing. And so if you get too caught up with strategy, and this is coming from a business strategist, okay, my main area is in helping businesses to plan, hence the Worthington method that we've been discussing in previous videos. Hence a lot of the concepts that I bring to you here have to do with their strategy based, because most companies do not have any sense in long-term strategy. But that strategy has to be based on principles. It has to be based on something that means something to you, that is taking you somewhere important, and those principles have to be true. If they're not true, the whole thing falls apart. The tactics fall apart, and everything falls apart if the principles aren't true. If the real clear end destination isn't true, if everything about that is not true, then the whole rest of it, it's like a formula, and the whole formula falls apart. So here's a couple pieces out of Carly's book. I haven't read it, but the book is Find Your Way, so you can go and track that down. I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, but this is where she actually has either a section or a chapter on it, and I found an excerpt, and it's called The Path Over the Plan. And she says that, the dirty little secret of a destination mindset, of living life on plan, is that if it fails to deliver what it promises every time, for people who adopt an unplanned approach to life, there are only three outcomes, each devastating in its own way. And then she outlines what those three outcomes are. These are the three things that you end up with when you have some type of long-term strategy. You get there, but you can't sustain it. Or you get there, but it can't sustain you. So it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with what you want. Or you never get there at all. Those are the three things that most often happen when it comes to our strategies, to our plans. And that should always take you back to the path. In other words, the principles. You got to take yourself back to why are we doing this? The Starting with Why by Simon Sinek is also a great book, and you could find speeches from him on YouTube and stuff to get the gist. Understanding the real why behind everything, the principles, is what matters most. The path precedes the plan. It's more important. You always have to have it in the background. You always have to go back to it when the plan doesn't seem to be going right. Just a simple concept. Once again, a lot more deeper, a lot more on principles, kind of broad-based idea. Hopefully it's helpful to you. If you'd like to help with your business when it comes to either the principles, the strategies, or the tactics, I'd love to be able to talk with you. Go to brianjpombo.com and click on Help Me Grow My Business. Now, if you are in the self-reliance field, go to dreambizchat.com. At dreambizchat.com, you'll see a video there. Go watch it. It's quick. It's only 8.5 minutes long, and you don't have to sign in for it or anything. Just watch that. If it makes sense to you, fill out the application. Love to be able to talk with you in the future. Glad you came here today. I'm here every day. Come on back again. You could find the rest of the videos going all the way back to, let's see, it was May of earlier this year. We're well over 200 videos in for this first main section of Brian J. Pombo Live. So go to brianjpombo.com/media and you can watch all the past videos, and you can catch us on all your favorite social media. So have a great night. Get out there and let the magic happen.